Hi everybody! So for today, we're going to be making jet lag food. Actually, in Norway we have something called Pytt, which I don't really know what that means in English. I mean, it's something in a pan. Anyway, usually, traditionally, in old times, it was leftovers that you just toss into a pan. However, nowadays in Norway, you can buy that kind of frozen. And I recently did that for some friends of mine, and I added a little bit of extra stuff for myself, and I realized it's so much easier if you have things you can have in the freezer that you know is there when you get back, because I don't know about you, but when I'm jet lagged, I'm very tired. I might not want to go to the store, and I get tired at like 4 a.m. when I wake up. So, everything today is things you can get at Ralph's, which is 24/7, and most of it is things that is frozen or you can have in the fridge. So here, for the ingredients, we have frozen potatoes. These are like diced hash browns, I think they called. A frozen vegetable medley. This is the one that I found that had no peas because I'm allergic to peas, so I had to have one without that. Here we have ham that you can actually have in the fridge for about a month, and then some frozen corn. And if you do have time to go to the store, get a little egg. It'll be nice to have a little toasted egg on top. So, anyway. As for, like, spices for this, just use whatever you have at home. Use a medley of things. I am going to be adding some chili and pepper, salt, stuff like that to the vegetables, just to, like, give it an extra flavor and not just, like, that, boiled vegetable taste. So, and then, oil or butter, as always. And so, we begin. I'm going to be starting with the potatoes. I'm going to be using sunflower seed oil, just because it has not so much flavor. So, for this, we're going to be needing a large skillet like this, and just heat up some oil. And start that. So basically what I wanted to do was to make something that's not too heavy, because I don't know about you, but when I'm jet lagged, and I am right now, I literally just got back from Norway, I can't really eat too heavy foods, and I'm not hungry, then I'm starving, and I'm like, my stomach is all kinds of weird. And it usually is for a few days. So, I like eating lighter foods, maybe like salads and stuff like that if you are able to go to the store or able to go to a restaurant. But this is really kind of good food to just have in your freezer, or if you're going to Ralph's at 4 a.m. to just grab some shit to quickly make some food. This is decent. In the original one in Norway, it's supposed to have beef, I think, but I couldn't really find any meats that are frozen except for chicken. So if you prefer chicken, you can use that. I'm allergic to chicken, so I'm staying the hell away from that. But I did find this ham that you can have in the fridge for a month, which is great. So if your trip isn't longer than a month, you can buy that, leave it in the fridge. Everything else here is in the freezer. The eggs, obviously not. But if you do have time to go to the store, buy eggs. If not, just don't add them. Okay. So, if I'm being a little weird today, it's because I'm jet lagged. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay. So I think this is starting to heat up. Doesn't really matter. These are frozen anyway, and they need to, defrost. So, tossing that in. Obviously, if you're more hungry, you can add more, but like I said, I can't really eat that much when I'm jet lagged, so I'm just gonna have a little bit, not, too much. So to begin with, I'm just going to kind of defrost this. And while that is in there, take these frozen vegetables. This is just zucchini. No, these are, zucchini, squash, carrots, cauliflowers. This packet also has broccoli in it, but I don't really like broccoli, so I left them out. But you're free to include them. And I learned a funny fact recently that frozen vegetables actually have a lot of nutrients in them, which you would think they maybe don't, But because they are frozen at location, they still have their nutrients when they're frozen. And then when you cook it, it hasn't lost it, because when you buy in produce in the store, it can be, you know, cold and then hot and then cold again, or if you put it in the fridge and then take it out and you put it back in, it kind of loses a lot of its nutrients. And also, if you peel vegetables, a lot of it is like right underneath the skin, or skin. You get what I mean, right? Like I said, I'm tired. So toss that in with the water. Oops, don't burn yourself though. And with that, we're just going to be adding a little bit of seasonings like pepper, salt, some chili maybe. I like things spicy, so I always add chili when I can. Ooh, hot. Burning my wrist here. Again, this is all just about like finding whatever seasonings you have at home, you can add into with either the potatoes and the ham and the corn, or in the vegetables. What else do I have here? I have like Italian seasonings. This is just some herbs and stuff. Yeah, sounds good. Throw that in there. It just gives a little bit of extra flavor, you know? What else do I have? I have some like... This one's really good from Melting Pot. It's like garlic wine seasoning. I don't know, it's really tasty. I'm going to add that to the potatoes and stuff. And everyday seasoning. I don't even know what this is. So, potatoes. Adding the corn. I'm going to add this like garlic thing. Garlic and lime. This is good. Salt. Pepper. Apparently this one's called exotic pepper blend. Some herbs again. Why not? And chili. Everything with chili. Alright, I think we're gonna add the ham now. And again, like I said, like originally this was supposed to be like chopped up beef, but this is just, you know, my version of what I could find here in America. Obviously, if you have time to go to the store, you can also buy like some onions. Oh, I think I burned myself. You can buy like onions. Garlic is really good. This is just kind of like what you like. Just buying a few different things. But the idea is that this should be quick and easy, and it could be something that you already have, or it's quick and easy to grab. Like Ralph's, I don't know if it's everywhere in America, but Ralph's here is 24 hours, which is awesome. We do not have that in Norway. But and again, like if you like chicken, you can use that instead of, there were so many options in the frozen section for chicken, and like not a lot for meat at all. And there were a lot of options also for vegans. But as I've mentioned in another episode, I'm allergic to soy, so I can't do any of the vegan foods really. So I just chose to go with ham because it's closest to the meat. But you can also use like the stew meat if you have time to go to the store, and in the meat section they have that like stew beef, whatever. Those are like very largely cut, so I would like probably cut them smaller. In the Norwegian one here, these potatoes would all also be smaller. Everything would kind of be a similar size. And it doesn't really have corn in it. I think it has onions in it though. But this is just my version of Panne. So, you know what that means in English. I don't know. Stuff in a pan. Now I'm actually gonna put this for this last section on here, and gonna do the egg, just a tiny bit of oil. Oh, it's like popping. Careful not to have your egg roll off, because I did that once when I was filming my salmon poke, and I did the mayo. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Okay, so this can go on a lower heat. However you like your egg, if you want it scrambled or whatever. I kind of like it just straight up fried. Well, I guess I can say, if any of you have figured out the trick to jet lag and the lack of maybe, I would love to know. Please comment on my Instagram, Lace and Carbs, or tag me in a post. I would love to know, because I've been trying to figure it out lately. I didn't used to have jet lag when I was younger. Maybe it's an age thing. But it drives me absolutely insane, especially going to Norway. Going that way, back to the future, that is way worse. Coming back here is usually fine, but this time around, yeah, fell asleep at 8 p.m. last night. Woke up at like 3. I love salt, especially on eggs. Salt is yummy. So some of that there. Elaine thinks salt so you feel healthier. And I think we're almost done. I think we can turn this one off at least. These look good. This is really good. And then essential to not getting burned. Yeah, I think these are done too. Yeah. These are done. It still always scares me when it pops, you know? Like, I don't really like getting burned. Okay, I think this is about ready. Plating. You know, it doesn't take a lot to just make it look nice. And I know I'm doing a jet lag one, so it doesn't really matter at this one. But it's still pretty, I mean, this is Villeroy and Bosch, but you don't have to get, like, really fancy ones. IKEA has a lot of nice variants of plates and bowls, as well as Amazon. I mean, I'm addicted to Amazon. I order almost everything I can from there. So I always appreciate a good Amazon gift card, like for birthdays and stuff. But they really do have a lot of different ones. These little glass bowls, Amazon, and gets shipped to your door. If you're an Amazon Prime member, most of the stuff is like 2 days right there. Some has like same day shipping. Anyway, let's get this going. I'm gonna pour this into here. Oh my god, this is heavy. Yeah, I'm just tossing it into this bowl. Oh my gosh. Okay. Vegetables, you can have them on the side or just have them on top. Maybe I should have done this on a plate. You guys, this isn't work. I totally should have done this on a plate. And you know what? I'm gonna do that. This is what it's like being jet lagged. And also, it doesn't matter. Like, when you cook, you'll figure this kind of stuff out, like, happens. Suddenly you change your mind on things, or you want it differently. That's okay. You know, my mom has these wonderful, like, pasta plates that are kind of, they're not bowls, but they're, like, deeper plates. I wish I had those. Those are nice. Plate. bunch of you are probably shaking your head at me right now, and I don't really care because I'm shaking my head at me myself. I'm just tossing that over into here. Okay. Doing the vegetables on the side here. See, it still has like some of the herbs coming out with it, even though I've like poured off the water, so that'll be good. For the finale. Ta-da! This looks so good. It smells good. Maybe I should just add this. I don't know what this is. Everyday seasoning. Just to give it a little bit on top. There. Ta-da! And Pytt Panne. Yeah. This smells really good and I'm really hungry, so I'm gonna go eat this. But this is super easy, and of the potatoes, maybe a third or a fourth of the bag that I got. The vegetable bag was massive, and then the corn was really small, so I used maybe half of it, maybe a third. Yeah, I used a third of the corn, and I used half of the little baggie I got for the ham. Yeah, I put them back. So, let me know what you think if you try it. If you have your own jet lag food that you prefer or that you always do, let me know. Comment on my Instagram, Lakes and Carbs. Use the hashtag Lakes and Carbs. If you make my recipe, please post photos and tag me. I would love to see them. And yeah, stay tuned for next episode, Mondays at 6. I know there's been a couple of problems with a few other ones. I apologize for that. But everything is sorted now. So everything should be up and running as normal. And yeah, I'm jet lagged. I don't know what else I'm supposed to be saying. So, be hydrated, drink water.